the brick and stuff, and the floor. The newer parts of the Avon Inn have the concrete floor like this. The older parts has the brick.
Gotcha.
All right.
And we're going into an older part right now.
Yes. Now at this section right here, wherever there's a step, we have to have somebody stop and say, please step up right here, so they don't fall.
Be careful, yeah.
Yeah, to be careful. Now, this is a part that most people didn't get to see for the last ghost hunts.
Wow, yeah, this is
Nobody
crazy.
ever got to come down here. So this is all new, okay? So, at this part, when you remember the first time you were here, there used to be a staircase here, and this is where we came down.
Right.
We never did this side of the building. So that's all new, all right?
Wow.
This is the side that we did. So it's another step up, and the ceiling is lower here because this is the oldest side of the building.
Oh, look at the brick.
Yeah. All right, so see what I mean about you can see which is the older parts.
Oh yeah, you
of
can
the
just
building.
like feel it in here.
Yeah. So this part here is where we'll be able to set 8 people
Okay.
with any devices on that piece there, so that they can pay attention. Okay. This area, it's actually connected through that window because there was actually, we were on the other side at one point, you could see a figure standing in this little window.
Okay.
Okay. And we had a lot of...
And there's no window there, is there?
No. So there was a lot of K2 play stuff down here as well as that flashlight trick thing. But, it's up to you. But people have seen things and felt like they were tapping their shoulder.
Gotcha.
So, and back of their head.
Gotcha.
Pulling their hair. Now, this is another part. We're going to go through this way. This is also one of the oldest parts. This was not available to us the last time. This is actually a part that they feel may be a part of the Underground Railroad.
Interesting.
So we're now able to sit in here and do IVPs and anything we
Wow,
want to
look
do.
at those old beams. Holy cow.
Yeah, there's some old stuff in there.
Some old.
Now, we come this way, and here's the old heating and stuff. So coming back this way, see the old floor again?
Mm-hmm.
Here we have to make sure we tell them they have to watch their step, and there is a pipe sticking out there.
Okay.
All right. This section here, the way this wall was plastered and put together, there's sort of an arch there.
Oh, that could have been a tunnel.
So this is what they were saying that might have been a tunnel.
It looks like it could be.
Right, and this was one of the areas that the
differentiates in the building, in the bricks.
Right, this is the only place. So this was what they thought might have been the original Underground Railroad. That back there, I'm not sure what that was. It might have been a cubby, could have been something. I have no idea. So we just have to be sure that everybody that comes down in this area, it's lower ceilings, they watch their footing.
Right.
So if they have flashlights, they have to use them.
Gotcha.
All right?
Yeah.
And then that's pretty much what we've got. And then we'll go upstairs to all the rooms when they get here. And if they don't show up, it's probably because they had a really long day today. Because
Rebecca's here.
Uh-oh.
Party can start.
All right, so I will introduce all of them as we go along, but the Rochester Winter Parafest is the 5th year. What's interesting about that is it did start in this building, okay, 5 years ago. We had 2 Winter Parafests here, and both of them were fantastic. We had a great time, and the reason that people wanted to come here and be involved in that event is because it's a 200-year-old building with ghost stories. That's why they wanted to be here. So, believe it or not, we had a great time. I know that some of you may be aware of it, but then the Avon Inn was sold. It was shut down and then sold until somebody else bought it. We couldn't bring that back here. So what we did was we moved it to Geneseo. We're now at the Valley Oak Event Center right there where Denny's is, if anybody's familiar with Geneseo. In fact, we're there tomorrow from 10 to 5 if anybody wants to come and check it out. It's all for the veterans. All the money gets donated to them. All of our celebrities and some wonderful people are going to be there tomorrow, so please come out. I know that they're worried about weather. I have checked the forecast. In Livingston County, they're saying 30 to 40 mile an hour winds. There is a possibility of gusts, certain little gusts at 70. But we live in New York. If you live in Virginia, if you live in any of these other places that have wind or some terrible weather, trust me, you guys are going to be fine. If you want to come over and join us tomorrow, it'll be a lot of fun. All right? Now, you have the celebrities that you have that are actually going to be with you. I'm going to bring them up first. Okay? The first one is a dear friend of mine who is recently a dear friend of mine that has some fantastic experiences with some spooky things that happened to her while she was over in Africa. So, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Melanie Elizabeth from Naked and Afraid.
Hello.
Louisiana. Oh, it was in Louisiana. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So she's had some spooky stuff happen to her. So, and she was one of the reasons that we brought her on Paratalk Radio, because we wanted to find out her story. Wouldn't everybody from a celebrity that's done stuff like that? So we brought her on and we had a blast. We did it a couple times. It was just wonderful.
Yeah.
And then when she tells you what she had to eat, sometimes it wasn't so good, but you know.
Also scary.
Also scary. I did find that tarantulas taste really good though.
They do. Well done.
Well done.
Well cooked.
So Melanie has never been here. So when we put her on, this is as like your guest celebrity to join you, I actually just took her around some of the spookiest parts and kind of filled her in real quick of what's going to happen. We are not going to leave her to the wolves, meaning let her get stuck down there not knowing what's going on, so we'll have somebody else with you guys. Now, depending on who else shows up here, they're going to be small groups. We can't have any more than 8 people in each group. Actually, 7 people, because your leader will have to have a seat. When you go down in the basement area, she or he will be leading you, and there's some orange tape that kind of guides you to where we're going. Please keep in mind that the reason that is there is if you go outside that orange tape, you may get hurt, so we don't want you to do that. Okay? They're going to warn you about step ups and step downs. They're also going to warn you about any other hazard that may be a problem. Alright, so please just pay attention to them. I also have paperwork here for you. I will be giving you some information about the Avon Inn. Also the rooms that people that have stayed here said things have happened to them. You're going to get that. You're the only people that are going to get that information. So it's yours, take it home with you, whatever. There is also a sheet here that everyone will have to sign. What that sheet tells you is that you are a guest, and yes, you pay, but at the same time, you are taking responsibility of your own actions here. So meaning if you fall, if you get hurt or anything happens, that is not going against the Avon Inn, the owners, me, or the Genesee Valley Paranormal investigators that are actually doing this. Okay, so you guys will take that responsibility and liability yourselves. Okay, does everybody understand that? Because I need to make sure everybody understands so it doesn't come back. Okay, so we'll make that happen. The second person I want to bring up for you, I've known the gentleman a pretty long time. He's actually one of my mentors, and he's younger than me, and I don't know how that happened, but it happened. Mr. Dan Class. He is the owner of the infamous Hinsdale House. He also has got a show on Vidi called Within These Walls. Phenomenal guy. You couldn't find a nicer guy, to be honest with you. So he also, I did take him down too. And you just want to tell them what happened when we were coming back with the
I felt
camera?
like something pulled the back of my hair when we were going down there.
And then the camera?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and my camera would not shut off. I went down there and I kept pressing the button and it wouldn't shut off. I had to actually go in manually and turn it off.
So it's pretty cool. So I said to him, I said on the way up, I said, you mean it's going to...
Do you want me to go live?
You can talk, I'm not.
Yeah, but let me see if I can go live.
Use this here.
Oh, I don't care about spider webs.
Yeah, but we're gonna turn those off.
I've been there, done those.
Where do you want me to step?
You're
battery? Are you sure?
Yeah, you can trade it off, but you've got a battery in there, do you need that?
Yeah, but you do work here, so I'd like to see if there's really anything down here.
So what is supposed to be known that's down there?
So, well, I'd like first to have Lorie kind of give her thoughts on what the room is, and then I can kind of tell everybody.
Oh, that room in there?
Yeah. Did you say you worked here?
I do work here.
You guys just start.
Yeah.
Just turn your camera on so they can see me.
You can see.
Put my key to on. Just right here. Well, let me wait until then I can do it.
Don't be the start old music.
You want to sit here? I can stand up. You want to sit here?
I just slide some kid.
Hi guys, I'm in, yeah, how I did. Daniel. I'm going live on my timeline as well.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, so I want, if you don't mind, letting everybody know where we are, because I've never been here. Because if
We're-
you tell me where I'm at, I'm already.
So we are at the Avon Inn in Avon, New York. I can't tell you anything, but I'll tell you the building was built in 1820. So it's got a lot of history here. 200-year-old building.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
So what I'm doing is we're doing investigations, and we're gonna break up teams, go rotating. So I want you guys to be part of this. So.
Flip it around.
Come over here. So, I told you that the building was built in 1820, and this is your second time in the building. You were here
Since
yesterday.
last night, yeah.
So, let's get it. What are you feeling here?
Well, the first thing that I felt was crying, and it was when I was coming around. And I'm very a truthful person. I'm very blunt. I don't hide nothing. You got somebody looking at us right now, right there.
That's funny because when Ted brought me down here on my initial hunt, or on the initial walkthrough, he said we saw shadows in that window,
I
even though
see
there's not a
them. You
window.
see shadows. I see
Yeah.
them, and it's a man. But I was standing over there, and I started getting a whiff of urine. And then I saw bodies being piled up on each other.
Okay.
I know nothing about New York. I've never been to New York. I've never been here. I didn't do any type of investigation yesterday. I was just in the building. So I'm starting to get, I was getting overwhelmed, and right now I'm very overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of secrets in this house.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes, there is.
And there's a lot under the grounds too.
So, let me just, you talked about crying, you talked about secrets, you talked about, the smell of urine. So in this room over here, you can actually tell on the floor how, okay, so what I have placed over here, guys, is it's a motion detector, and it's facing over towards this way. So if anything moves in front of that, this little music box is gonna go off.
Can you go behind me so that way, because I'm also a shaman and I want to protect. So that's,
you can
if
tell,
you watch
like,
my show, that's what I do.
you can tell by the walls how old this section of the building is. You want me to move?
Yes, please. I can't get scratched.
I'm fine with that. In that room over there, in the wall, you can see on the wall how it's all the stones are all kind of like straight in one way. You can see where they filled in a tunnel over there. So this building was actually used for Underground Railroad and slaves and transferring slaves in and out. This probably would have been an area where they actually held them over here.
Most definitely.
And that's probably why you're getting all the crime, secrets, and of course you're dead on, that's what you do.
No, thank you.
No, I brought, is there anything else that you want to say? Because I brought a geoport. The geoport is a form of spirit box. It races through radio stations and forms like a white noise. The difference
You're
between
fine.
the difference
It feels
between
it on the back.
Get your grandmother, honey.
Oh, okay, good.
Get your grandma.
oh, you felt something?
Yeah, on my back.
It's her grandma. They're just letting her know she's fine.
Ted also told me that a lot of people feel like they get their hair pulled and hair touched back there. Yes.
Thank you. The wall.
What was the hole used for? What was it? What was the tunnel used for?
Dan, the light on the top, does that change because of different power levels
No.
or just?
It's just
Looks cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
This whole thing is to make it look flashy, That thing. And that's why you pay the extra money.
Is there something hidden behind that wall? Okay, so you,
Yes, there is.
okay. Are you on the other side of that wall? Can you make a noise?
Mm-hmm. Can you make a knocking noise or touch something in here so we know that it moves? Did you hear something in there? I'm going to turn this off for a second. I want to know if you can make a noise. Kick something or touch something. Can you do that? Yeah?
Let it touch you.
Thank you. We know that you may be stuck behind that wall. You said that. Can you please make a noise to let us know where you are? You have the energy to speak through the box. There's enough energy here too. And I know you can do it. You can communicate. Just make a noise in the direction where you are, please. Can you do that again, please? Can you make it just a little bit louder? Thank you. If you'd like to get out of there, we need to be able to hear. Can you please try making a little bit louder noise? Can you make something move in this room? Maybe that table over in the corner? There is more than one of you here, and you do have the ability and the strength to be able to move things like that. Show us that you'd like to leave, please. I'm going to show you how to do a noise and wonder if you can repeat this. Can you make this noise back, please? Can you knock on the door, knock on the wood? Can you make this noise? One more time. Can you make this noise, please? I know you can do it.
I'm getting something back. It's a click click.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
click
me
click.
moving.
I know that. Yeah, the click click is Mike.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dan. I am in the basement of the Avon Inn doing a public ghost tour. Amazing things have been happening down here. We just had the energy sucked out of the geoport completely in the middle of a session, just done. Things have moved. Guests have been getting touched. Their hair, they've been feeling things touching them. Temperature drops of at least 5 to 10 degrees at one point. It's amazing. We have about 4 or 5 different psychics here doing the tours, and we've been rotating around. And in between the tours, I'm just kind of chilling down here, and I can hear things. You can hear like footsteps. You can hear. I heard an audible female voice coming from the left of me over here, and it's definitely cool. Definitely a cool place. Definitely cool history. Definitely has ties to the Underground Railroad because you can see old tunnels in the walls that have been dug out and filled in. You can see these old bricks just laid out in the basement. And then there's this big circle in the middle of the wall, filled in with red brick. The floor, it's dirt and stone, just the way it was back in the 1800s. I mean, this building was built in 1820. It sustained a fire, and so many deaths here that it's hard to even think about. And if it has ties to the Underground Railroad, which I think it does, there's probably more energy here than they even know. So I'm going to sit here. I'm going to wait for the rest of my last group to get here. This has been an awesome experience here at the Avon Inn. I mean, you can come and stay here. It's a bed and breakfast. It's beautiful. But if you're interested in stuff like this, come and stay here. Avon, New York. Get a room. I can tell you some of the rooms if you want to get in contact with me, where deaths have happened or somebody had passed away, or if you're into that type of thing. But it's an amazing location, beautiful location, beautifully restored to its nature, to where it was back in the 1800s, but with a little bit of flair and glare of modern day world. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I'm going to put another small group up here. I'm going to investigate with them. I have a different geoport that I'm going to try out. Hopefully that one will work. And I'm also going to videotape everybody's reaction at the end to see what happened in the other parts of the building, because I'm stuck in the basement. But that's okay with me. I'm cool with that. All right. While I'm waiting for the group, I have my geoport. The second geoport. It just said my name. Geo, yes. You're repeating it. What I'm saying? Help. Bernice. It said Bernice. Love. My team's coming? I'm just waiting for my team. We're back there. You gonna be coming soon? How many people are down here? I'm doing good. How are you? 12. Did you hear that? 12. Just confirmed it again. 12. And we've been getting that number all night. 12. Why are you staying in the basement here? Why are there so many of you in the basement? Why do you stay here in the basement? Are you looking for somebody? You waiting for somebody? Try to speak a little clear. I can't really understand what you're saying. And one at a time. One at a time, please. I think my group is coming. Ike. You were walking? You were wondering? You were wondering? The spirits are so active down here. This is crazy. There's a lot of them. Just sitting down here by myself, just listening. You can hear things. I feel like I'm getting surrounded down here by myself, waiting for this group. So, be back in a little bit.